And the next thing we have going on right here is about
Welcome back,
people
everybody.
getting
Generative
jobs and things.
AI.
Before I get this started, anybody who's new to getting into engineering and stuff like that, please take a look at what you really want to do. Before you even go there, see if you really want to be an engineer. Don't make it just because of the money, because it causes so much stress. If it causes too much stress for you and you're just doing it for the money, you're going to get burnt out so much easier than people who actually like doing this work, because it requires a lot of critical thinking, problem solving, requires a lot of time to do certain stuff and work, and you're going to run into a lot of problems on your day-to-day life. So, not to steer you away, but just keep this in mind. I have a friend who is trying to get into front end and full stack development right now, and it's hard for him to try to find a place that he can thrive and be in appropriately. So, I mean, it's not as easy as people may think, but if you look at how many jobs are open up, like Amazon just said that they're starting up this all these AI jobs and robotics things, and they're going to create all these hundreds of thousands of positions and 700 roles, different roles. They mainly going to revolve around AI, and here's some more
Generating
information.
opportunity in the labor market with job postings climbing 6,000% this year. Kate Rooney has more. Kate?
Hey, Tyler, that's right. So workers want to get in on the buzz around Chat GPT and generative AI. There's been a surge in interest in AI-related jobs, according to Indeed. Searches that include AI were up 20-fold. The CEO tells me there's not nearly enough jobs, though, available to keep up with that demand.
So there's about a 500% increase in the number of jobs that mention generative AI. There's about a 6,000% increase in the demand for job seekers for these jobs. But there still is, I think, a mismatch the other way in that the total amount of demand for AI talent far outstrips the number of AI professionals.
So, last year created a buzz. Everybody wanted to be an AI engineer, work with machine learning, and jobs are looking for people. Trust me, they're looking for people. But one of the things that stuck out that he just said right there is that the number of people interested in doing it and the number of people who are talented in doing it are outweighing what is there, and there's not enough jobs to fulfill all this need and want. Trust me, there's other parts that you can specialize in and things, but he's saying that they just there's not as many people who are able to fit the roles as they are seeking them and stuff, and it may be causing a lot more chaos around the whole engineering job market, with people applying and applying and applying and applying and trying to get better and things like that, because these jobs are trying to sort through what they want, what they're looking for appropriately, and it's way harder to do that when you have such a surplus in demand for the needing the positions filled, and also people wanting them filled and wanting to fill the positions. So
it is still a small subset of overall job searches. It's less than 1% at this point. Indeed, also pointing out a surprising resilience this year in that labor market, despite recession predictions and then the Fed's tightening. Even in tech, where we've seen waves of layoffs and steep valuation declines, workers have largely been able to find open positions. Certain areas, though, not holding up as well. Software development job postings down 51%, information design down 44%, mathematics down 40%. These are also sectors that boomed during.
See, like, so many people got laid off and things. COVID really inflated the number of engineers that were in companies, and companies thought they were doing way better than what was probably they actually were doing. So this is basically the result of inflating the market and them having so many people that they actually didn't need, and them trying to cut on cost and letting everybody go from these positions, and them having to refine new places. And they also emphasized again there that if you are trying to get an AI, it's only part of 1% of the market, but it's just too many people trying to go after that last slice of cake. That one last slice of cake everybody wants. It's hard to get a job in that, and that's really tough. It's really rough. I'm glad that I have a job right now and I have my career right now, being a software engineer. It's an amazing thing just being able to have that kind of security, especially with all of this going on.
During the pandemic, some of that is mean reversion here, and these happen to also be the areas Indeed says are the most at risk for AI disruption. They do say the drop is more about valuations and corporate belt tightening, not necessarily the imminent threat of AI. And then, guys, the Bay Area, where I'm sitting right now, it's way underperforming. Job postings are down 30% compared to a national average of 16%, Indeed says.
I feel like the Bay Area thing is this is also another thing that resulted in COVID for one. And then two, it's also how jobs are posted and where you're allowed to work, which is also part of a big thing in COVID. So yeah, some engineers did work remotely before COVID happened, but when COVID happened, it brought a widespread to, hey, I don't need to move to San Francisco anymore, the tech capital of the world. I can just stay at home, I can work, I can get stuff done and go about my business versus having to go all the way to the city and them opening more jobs in that city or even in America in general. They can just have people from all around the country or the globe work remotely and then still attend meetings, get their work done and stuff like that. So that's the reason why job postings in the area are down. So I would say that's kind of contradiction contradicting itself because a lot of them jobs are now remote. You don't have to work in the cities anymore to that specific city anymore to be able to get that tech jobs for that.
As it's likely due to about half of the jobs listed here having a remote option. Back to you.
That's
She
really
said half of
interesting.
them are
I do want
due
to go
to
back to this,
remote.
though, where we are seeing the bigger job postings, or I guess drop in job postings that aren't AI related. How easy is it for those prospective employees to be able to sort of switch gears and apply the skills they already have to some of these more AI, generative AI focused openings? Or is there going to be reskilling involved?
Yeah, you would think software development, mathematics, those are things that go hand in hand with generative AI, and it is sort of a broad term, right? If you can interact with generative AI, if you can find a way to use it and really become proficient at ChatGPT, you're likely going to find those opportunities. Those skilled workers, things like those talents.
I have to pause there because she's half right. She's half right because everybody should be knowing how to use generative AI to their best ability. It is a tool that you should be using so that you can make your life easier and better and going above all of that. But she's not right in part of like if you're way skilled in that, that's where it is. A lot of AI stuff and programming is based off your knowledge around that kind of experience. What experience do you have with the machine learning modules, all of that stuff? It's not how good you can use ChatGPT. So I don't want the misconception to spread that if you know how to use ChatGPT good, that you're gonna get these AI jobs. I don't think that's the case at all. Like, it's not how you use the AI at all. Really, it's actually know the inner workings of AI and making generative AI, and then the use cases around that and how you're able to develop them and how people are supposed to be using them. Then that's what she should have said, I believe. Just speaking from experience and things and based on what conversations I've had with some people, and I have friends that work in machine learning places, it's not how you use ChatGPT. You can use it as a tool, use it as a tool. It's a tool, so use it how it's meant to be used, and things like that, and just try to make your life easier. That's what the AI is here for.
That you have are likely transferable. And then you're also seeing in tech a lot of layoffs, but those people are, for the most part, able to find other jobs elsewhere. And so you're not seeing it really show up in the numbers. People may be going through layoffs, but they're able to find another option out there. Interesting mismatch. I know he mentioned AI. The other thing is a mismatch in remote work. Indeed pointed out this surge in people searching for remote work. There are not nearly enough remote jobs out there. So you're also seeing the impact of return to the office out there. Employers are not as eager to list those jobs that might be remote.
Key point. Kate Rooney.
So yeah, that's another big thing, man. There's a lot of people who want to work remote, and that's why those positions went down. Like Elon, when he had the chance, he told everybody to come back into the office, and he wanted everybody to be more productive in things. And I can definitely agree as
Hey,
far
thanks
as
for joining.
what they're saying right there is if you're working in the office, or at least get some office time in before just working 100% remote, you'll be able to grow way better within your team, as an engineer and things like that. Being able to go into the office is so wonderful. I had to do something with my team in the office and had the chance to finally go into the office because I work remote most of the time. And it was a wonderful experience. And if I lived in the area, I would go into the office probably once or twice a week, guaranteed, just to be in a different space and things rather than my office and stuff. So it's an amazing experience. Don't only if you have a chance to go in an office in a hybrid scale at that set, it's quite nice to actually do. You don't have to like do it all the time. Just if you have something that's you're comfortable with doing, then I really suggest doing that and seeing how it all goes, because it is, I'm telling you, give it a shot. If you give it a shot, then you'll know.